Searching for a romantic summer getaway? Escape with Rich Girl Summer, the new Audible original from Lily Chu. The exquisitely talented Philippa Soo, returning to narrate her 5th Lily Chu title. This time, Philippa is joined by her real-life husband, Stephen Pasquale. Set in Toronto's wealthy cottage country, aka the Hamptons of Canada, Rich Girl Summer follows the story of Valerie, a down-on-her-luck event planner posing as a socialite's long-lost daughter, while piecing together the secrets surrounding a mysterious family and falling deeper and deeper in love with the impossibly hard-to-read and infuriatingly handsome family assistant, Nico. Caught between pretending to belong and unexpectedly finding where she truly fits in, Valerie learns her summer is about to get far more complicated than she ever planned. She's in over her head and head over heels. Listen to Rich Girl Summer now on Audible. Go to audible.com/richgirlsummer.
In the time it takes you to actually board that flight from Group 8...
Now boarding Premier Altitude Elite Club members.
You could have bought a Hyundai on Amazon. Yes, that Amazon, where you buy everything else.
Mid-tier Altitude Elite, feel free to board now.
So while you're waiting for them to make up new boarding groups, you can order your dream car and the dealer will have it ready in no time.
Now boarding groups 1 through 7.
Oh, so close. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details. Limited availability, pickup through participating Hyundai dealer in select markets.
This episode brought to you by the following patrons: Heather, Leaf Girl, Min, Jason, Madeline, Alyssa, Vixen, Laura, Jeremy with the laser eyes, Allie, Logan, Kristen, and Tia. But because it's that special time of the month, we get to shout out our You Can Get It level sponsors, and they are Orchav, Figrel McGee, Ghislaine, Finessa, Heather, Kathy, Nikki, Knitting Menace, Spooky Lime Pie, Renee, Charles, Grace, Sean, Ali, Dr. Voorhees, MD, Amelia, Aaron, Irene, Nate, Naomi, Bex, Laura Lubu, Cameron, Kaylee, Jackie, and Unintentional Badass, aka Jennifer. And all the patrons want you to know you're loved, you're listened to, and you're a valuable member of this awesome Horror Virgin community. And if you want to hang out with us, do some in the Facebook group where we'll be talking about the merits of building a wax house over a furnace daily.
The color of the wax. What kind do you think it was? Ear? Paraffin?
I was trying to not say it looked a little bit like semen. I'm just going to say it. When they were like slipping through the floor, it was like very kind of white coated.
Oh yeah, when it was kind of clear and drippy a little
Yes.
bit. But when it was brown, you had me concerned for a moment. And I was like, is Todd dying?
No, but my dick is dying, Paige.
My dick is encased in wax. It's the ultimate condom.
I hate that I know these are going to be the laugh lines we start the episode with because I'm going to edit that part.
Thank you for tuning into Horror Virgin. I'm Paige.
And I'm your horror idiot, Todd, and that means I don't like scary movies, but you guys make me watch them. And this week, when I say you guys, I literally mean you guys because this is our listener request, and you all picked House of Wax.
Which I thought for sure you guys had done House of Wax when I sounded different, but we double checked and apparently not.
We did double check twice.
Yes.
Quadruple checked? I don't know the math.
Multiple times.
But we hadn't done it.
Right.
And honestly, because of one listener request, we would revisit it anyway. So it didn't really matter. But we were like, you were like, I think you did this one already. I was like, I don't remember that.
No.
But I also don't remember Nosferatu, the episode we never recorded. And so like, I'm going to have to watch that movie again. But you know what, Paige?
Yes.
There is one episode out there that we recorded an episode on that I did not watch the movie for.
I'm one of the only people that knows which one it was.
Yeah, you, Mikey, and one other person.
Then your secret goes to my grave. Oh, did you eventually tell the other person?
I guess they don't know.
I don't think they know.
I haven't told them, no. Okay, well, watch out there. Anyway.
There you go.
So, Paige, was this your first time with the, I'm going to say, masterpiece that is House of Wax?
Yes, it is. Now, I remember when this came out because I was in high school and the big story was that Paris Hilton was in it and that they were going to do a Janet Leigh kind of thing and kill her off immediately in the movie.
No, but she is in this movie like she
Most
funded
of this
it,
movie.
Paige. Yes, yeah.
Yes, and she's not doing bad. She's doing about as good as everybody else. So like,
honestly, Paige, if you told me I had to be in this movie, I would be acting about this good, if not a little bit worse.
True.
Like, She's not terrible.
There's a lot of famous people in this movie.
Are there?
People who are now famous, yeah.
I mean, Chad Michael Murray's in it.
Chad Michael Murray is in it.
Paige, how dare you sound like his sister looks at him the whole time?
Oh my God, thank you. Can we talk about it?
Yes, Paige, we have to talk about it because there's so much sexual chemistry between the two siblings that are literal twins. They shared a womb and he can't wait to get back up in it. Paige.
Oh my God. He's going 90 anytime he talks to her.
Paige, she is during the saving, when he's like saving her life, which takes arguably 74 hours in this movie.
Yes.
She is looking at him like she is really wishing he was the step bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. And here's the thing. I get it because this era of Chad Michael Murray is fantastic. Not that the current era isn't. The current era is very good as well. I'm just learning that I was more of a Chad Michael Murray fan than I ever knew.
Oh, you're just learning it? I feel like I've been learning it for 5 years.
You're welcome. Anyway, here's the crazy part. Here's my theory.
That's the crazy part, guys.
Because first of all, there's a Winchester in this movie. I never remember who's Dean and who's the other one, but this is the one that was on Gilmore Girls. And so Jared Padalecki is her boyfriend in this movie.
I so aggressively have never watched a frame of Supernatural, and I think I'd like it.
So fun.
I think I'd like it. I just never got into it.
You would love it.
So, I mean, here's how bad it is. When you said Winchester, I was like, wait, LRH's pen name is in this? Winchester Remington Colt.
No, but Jared Padalecki is in this as her boyfriend. Hottie at the time, right?
Wade?
This is 2005. This is like peak Gilmore Girls. Yes.
I don't know. His cheeks are weird. Like they're sliced off at the end. Like I hated it.
That is true. Those cheekbones cutting, but
literally
cheekbones that cut glass.
Yeah.
He's a hottie at the time, but then you've got fucking Chad Michael Murray. And the way it's structured in most slasher movies with like teenagers, the final girl and whoever the final guy is usually like end up together, kind of, right?
Yeah, because then you can have a kiss at the end of the movie, not just so badly want to kiss. Like it's
wanting to, not just a brother and sister spooned up in the back of a cop car and like.
Yeah, like Chad Michael Murray's texting his mom, like, are you sure we're like related?
Are you sure? Can we do a 23andMe? Like, are you sure?
Can we? We got to figure it out.
We got to figure it out.
I just saved her life.
I texted you while watching the end of this. I was like, this is getting real Crimson Peak up in here.
I know. And then I got hit in the face with a fucking cricket, Paige.
I'm so sorry.
It was hilarious.
R.I.P. that cricket.
I know.
I think that this must be one of two problems. Either it's a script rewrite problem.
Oh, you think they wrote a script enough to rewrite it?
I know, right? I'm so generous with my assumptions. But it's a script rewrite problem where originally it was supposed to follow the traditional slasher,
formula,
plot line and tropes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then they decided that it was going to be brothers, twins, or triplets for the villains. And they were like, wouldn't that be fun if it's twins versus twins? And then they decided to do rewrites, and that's how it became weird. Or it's a casting problem, and it was always supposed to be the brother, and then they cast Chad Michael Murray, and Alicia Cuthbert's like, hang on a second, though.
Because, like, sploosh.
Sploosh.
Right?
Dude, 2005 Chad Michael Murray, I had forgotten the level of game.
And he's, until he starts saving people, terrible. He's a terrible dude.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a bad boy.
Oh my God. Yeah, the kind of bad boy who will steal a car, go to jail, and then blame his sister who didn't do anything. Yeah, he's a real bad boy, Paige.
You also find out he didn't steal the car. Dalton stole the car, and he went to prison instead to save his friend.
Boo Dalton. Oh my God, I hated Dalton.
Boo Dalton. Dalton's the worst.
I know.
When he's like, no, Dalton, I'll get you out of there, buddy. I was like, leave him.
The thing I love about Dalton is that he is the same actor he's the Diddy Prophecy guy.
Oh,
he was
shit.
in 2 movies
That's
at like
right.
the turn of the millennium that were already like, hey, Diddy not a great guy.
Yes.
You might want to watch out. You know what I'm saying? This guy was like the truth sayer about Bad Boy, and nobody listened.
Nobody listened. But also, he's basically the same exact character from Cabin Fever, the one that's like mad at squirrels outside and always like peeping through windows and drinking and stuff. It's basically that character.
Yeah.
And Cabin Fever's only like 2 or 3 years before this. So, I mean, it's a trope still, but like, Yeah.
I also am very confused by what and why he's wearing what he's wearing. Like, what is happening and what is going on?
He has more costume changes than anyone in this film.
I know.
And we find out that he works with like septic tanks. So he smells?
Oh, I didn't catch that. I thought he literally might have just shit his pants.
No, we find out later that he works with septic tanks and he was still in his work clothes, but it doesn't matter. That's not the smell anyway. The smell is the roadkill pile / person pile.
Right.
And so,
Paige, do you happen to know who directed this movie? Because it seems like it was Tarantino, because whoever it was hates fucking feet. Like, they hate feet.
Dude. No, it's, Quentin Tarantino is upside down.
Yeah, because they hate feet, Paige. That's the joke. Welcome to the conversation.
Yes, no, because I was immediately to be like, no, Quentin Tarantino would never be this mean to feet. And then I later processed what I had actually heard you say.
Yeah.
There's a lot of foot violence in this film.
Yo, Paige, Paris Hilton getting stabbed in the foot was the grossest part of this movie.
That was
like
rough.
Not even like her getting the spike through her head and then landing on it. Like, that was just like kind of cool. The stabbing of the foot got me. I was like, oh God.
I mean, it's wild that the twins were so anti-pork because they kept killing little piggy. Apologize.
Oh God.
Okay, this also though, here's the thing. Is this movie bad, paced badly, doesn't have enough story to fill its time? Yes.
Absolutely.
Is it also so dumb it's fun at points?
I loved it. I would watch it again. It's great. Everyone should see this.
Yeah, it's got kind of a touch of the Malignant to it when you find out
that's fair.
that the twins were conjoined at one point.
Paige, they bookend their conjoinedness.
They do.
And that is so wild to me.
Yes.
That they both begin and end their lives attached.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Honestly, guys, were you expecting this level of poetry from House of Wax? You should have been.
I was not. And can I say something very controversial?
Please.
Gotta stop making the villains so hot.
Yeah, one of them was hot. One of them looked like Ozzy Osbourne at 35.
Sure, played by the same person. Versatility.
Wait, Ozzy Osbourne's in this movie?
Yeah, no. But the two twins are played by the same actor, even though one is masked up and then has like half a face later. Yeah.
Really? But the guy who played Bo plays Vincent?
Yes,
Must have been a Gemini. I thought that the fact they bookend that was like, I laughed. I like literally laughed when he landed on him.
Oh, I laughed. Can I tell you, I also laughed when when Vincent fixed his face with a hot spoon in the kitchen. I was losing my mind. The back half of this movie takes way too fucking long. You could shave 20 minutes out of this.
Easily, but Paige, I love the slow walk to the reveal that they never read as children from the book of Vincent, chapter 23, 1 through 7, and then 25 through 28. And lo, the foolish man built his house of wax upon a furnace. And when the fire came and the heat rose, the house melted upon them. And great was the fall of it. Paige, it's so dumb to me that they have a legit furnace in a wax building.
How is that house not melted years ago?
Oh, yeah, good point, because the sun exists.
Not only the sun.
Go leave a candle outside in the summer and see, the summer in Louisiana, and see what happens to that candle.
With the humidity, yes, and they've had a furnace underneath it for years, but also, this is the part that drove me fucking nuts. The house is melting. The floor is melting. She runs upstairs?
Oh, yeah. Basement on fire. Guys, pro tip. If your basement's on fire, please run up the stairs. Go as high in the building as you can, because that's the dumbest thing you could do. Like, literally.
Yeah, like, how are you gonna get out?
I guess jumping to your death? Like, there's no point. I mean, they do get out because the building slowly collapses and they kind of push their way through it.
Yeah.
Kind of like a metaphor for rebirth. Did you miss that, Paige? Sorry.
Oh, no, I got it.
I just don't know that there's much metaphor in this movie, but
no.
I really thought it was crazy that they built the whole house of wax.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I don't even know what to say other than wow. I wanted to stand up and clap. Paige, they fight Vincent to the death I think in his bedroom.
Yes.
On his waxer bed?
Wax bed.
Yeah. Does he sleep on a bed of wax?
What about night sweats, Todd?
You haven't considered the night sweats.
You haven't considered the night sweats.
Paige, he wears a mask of wax all the time. Like, I don't think that...
What, like it doesn't stick to his pillow?
He wakes up in the morning, you hear the...
Yeah.
of it like ripping off of his face and stuck to the pillow.
And then he just gets up, heats up a spoon, rubs it on his face. Oh my goodness.
There's nothing in this movie that's believable, and I love it for that.
It's so nuts.
Like, I really did enjoy it. And I'll be completely like vulnerable in this moment. There are like a few moments that I like jumped a little bit at. So this is definitely not a one for me, even though it's so silly. Like, it's so silly.
This is definitely a one for me, if not less than a one, but also...
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Largely because at every single turn, no one is taking actions that normal humans would take, which I know we get with slashers, but even more, like, not even the, like, let's run and hide behind all these hanging knives. Like, not even like that. Stuff like, he's like, I got a new car, and I'm just playing with the GPS. And you're like, what?
Oh, and I found a shortcut. No. We're
what?
following Google Maps, you moron.
There isn't even okay, this is the other thing. It's 2005, so there's some things that just don't fucking exist. I also Googled when duct tape was invented because I was like, did they have duct tape in the 70s? Spoiler, World War II. They did. But, like, there's so many things in this that, like, because cell phones don't work the same way and because they don't have iPods, or iPhones or whatever.
Or anything.
Yeah, anything. That's why they've got like boom boxes and cameras, and they're all like story points that, like, oh God.
Paige, I honestly like kind of love the horror movies you're describing. And the slashers are commonly them. And it's like,
yeah,
it's like clear to me that like the universe in which the movie takes place, like horror movies don't exist.
At all. Because
we, living in this multiverse instance, I guess, have horror movies. So we're like,
right,
why would you do that? Like when she wakes up her boyfriend, Wade,
right,
and is like, hey, there's someone outside walking around, and he's like, I don't know, it's probably a serial killer or whatever. Go back to sleep. It's fine. Like that, you wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't do that.
You would be like, oh my God, hang on. So like they just don't have horror movies. They don't know how to survive these types of situations.
Well, and this is the thing that drove me nuts. They're driving to a place to go to a game the next day.
These guys got killed for football. That's depressing.
I also, at a certain point, I was like, do they just carry tents with them all the time, or did they always plan on camping? Why were there tents? But then they just picked a spot.
Yeah.
As if you could just like pitch a tent anywhere. But then they like drive part of the way to the game and are like, nah. And come back. And that's like a whole weird side quest.
Literally.
That takes hours. That's nothing. Like, it's just so crazy.
Paige, they're supposed to be going to the game, and then they get a call, and it's just like, oh, we decided not to go because traffic. What? What does that 80s or 90s movie have to do with this?
But also, he gets up in the morning and he's like, we'll wake up early and get out there. And he gets up, he's like, it's 2:30.
And it's definitely in the PM.
And I'm like, all of you slept till 2:30 in the PM? Like, all of you? Nobody had to pee. Nobody had to take a morning shit. All of you just slept all the way through to 2:30? That's nuts. That's nuts. We saw you all go to bed while it was still dark outside. What?
I know. Like, if you're sleeping until 2:30, you saw the sun come up, you know?
Yeah.
I do think this movie might have possibly the most appropriate needle drop for the credits.
Oh my God, I laughed so hard.
Because it's so, like, exactly that vibe, and it's perfect, man. It's so
like
funny.
My Chemical Romance for the credits?
Yeah, Helena, yeah, it's so good.
Just like a match you died to incinerate. I was like, oh my God, this movie. And Marilyn Manson. There's a couple Marilyn Manson needle drops.
Yeah, this movie's very 2005, guys.
It's very of the time.
We're gonna walk you through it. It's not a lot happens, I'll be honest with you, but it's gonna be fun.
No, you're gonna have to hear me talk about bad boy Chad Michael Murray a little bit more.
Yay. Paige, one final question before we start.
Great.
Possibly two questions, actually. I have a follow-up.
All right.
How long does it take for wax to set? And how long does it take for super glue to set? Because this movie would imply it's very quickly for both. And I don't think that that's the case.
Super glue against skin sets pretty fast. especially around your mouth because you're breathing. And so there's air, but your mouth is wet.
Exactly, Paige.
And your breath is humid, which would keep it from setting quite as fast. When he left her, if she had ripped her mouth open immediately, she might have saved herself some of the pain. But it's still going to be on her lips. However, all she needs is like rubbing alcohol and a couple other things could have helped remove it. But obviously, she's tied to a chair.
She should have just started licking from the other side, which is also possibly a Poison song.
Possibly. But for wax.
Yeah, wax.
You're a spa man, yes?
Not really. Although I do like them. I don't find the time.
Sure.
Or money, honestly.
If you've ever had, and by spa, I guess I mean pedicures and shit. Have you ever had a paraffin wax treatment on your hands or feet?
No. I would, though.
Okay, I have. If the wax is thin enough layers, it will dry almost immediately as long as it's no longer exposed to heat.
But is it like enough that you couldn't like move your way out of it?
Okay, so here's the thing. It's like the more layers you apply, the less range of movement you have, right? Because it gets thick and it does dry pretty fast. So like if you're unconscious or tied down in some way and multiple thin layers were sprayed onto you, yes, that could encase you. I think the issue is more that he got stabbed like 2 or 3 times before.
Yeah, fair.
He got waxed. So that was the part that didn't seem as unbelievable to me. However, your body is liquid. And eventually as you die, like that wax would have to really encase you because both your shit and your bowels.
Yeah, you vacate your bowels when you die. So every one of those literally is filled with shit.
Right. Or putrefaction as your body just naturally decomps. So like the idea that you would break an arm off and it would just have red blood in it. I was like, no.
Unless it was like fresh.
Unless it was fresh. And also this wax has to have, I would say, an extremely high smoke point to not be constantly melting, just like outside.
Yeah.
Like most wax museums are like temperature controlled for this exact reason, right? And like that also means that when they fall into the puddle of melted wax, they're probably getting 2nd and 3rd degree burns because that's how hot the wax would have to be liquid.
It definitely seems more like it's just like inconvenient, bro.
Yeah. Like, ew, you messed up my jeans. Yes.
Oh, my shoe is stuck in the stair so I can look and see the horrors around me. But once I've surveyed the damage, I'll be free. It's fine.
I'll be free. Let me ask you one more question.
Okay.
Considering the troubling relationship between the siblings at the end.
It's very Lannister-esque. Yes, go on.
It's very Lannister-esque. Do you think they incorporate candle wax moving forward after?
I don't want to think about it.
You don't want to picture Alicia Cuthbert and Chad Michael Murray?
I honestly think Jack Bauer would come shoot me in the face.
Fair.
That's like 2 references deep. She was his daughter in a short-lived TV series.
She was.
24 in the early 2000s.
When this was out, this was also literally like the year or so. They shot this the year before they shot Girl Next Door, which we've done on Romancing the Pod.
Yeah, it's a great episode and a great movie. But Paige, do you want to go through this movie scene by scene?
Sure. Wax. No credits, really. That's good. That's a good thing we could say about this movie.
It'll be the last.
Not really any credits.
There's a lot to love in this movie. I should stop shitting on it because I had a lot of fun watching it.
Yeah, no, we're going to say crazy thing.
Yeah.
1974, Chiron, 1974. And there's a kid in a high chair eating, and what we see is the mom making like a wax baby face mold.
Yes.
Because spoiler, baby face is in this. No, I'm kidding, but that'd be great.
Paige, I think she's literally making the 2 wax sculpture that was in the thing that he cuts. He performs the same surgery in this movie that a surgeon performed on him and his brother. It's insane.
You mean his father, the surgeon?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot it was the father for a second. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he made the sculpture. I think she was making him his first mask.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense too. Yeah.
And it's probably made from the other brother's face.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, one of the kids, they bring another kid in. He's kicking in the high chair. They're like duct taping him to the high chair. He's the bad twin, essentially.
Man, this scene made me really just like appreciate my mom.
Sure.
Because they like beat the shit out of this kid because he's a little bit rowdy.
Yeah.
And then like he's a little bit like loud and like obnoxious, but he's like a child-ass child.
Right.
And then he starts screaming and stuff as they start like after they start hitting him. Like they're trying to say that like this guy's terrible and has always been terrible.
Right.
But all I'm learning in this scene is his parents just legit abused the shit out of him.
I mean, here's what I needed. If we're truly to believe that one of the twins is so terrible as to be murderous at some point, I need that kid dragging in like a dead cat or something to be like, where they're like afraid of the kid or something.
And you could say that this is just like, they are positioned as they're abusing their child. And that's like what happens. Like the trauma repeats itself.
Right. Nature versus nurture.
And that's fine. I'm here for that.
Yeah, that is also a possibility.
Yeah, but they're just like terrible parents.
Terrible parents. And we don't even get there's not even like a shared brain thing like Malignant. It's just abused twins where one of them has a facial injury because of the surgery their father performed.
Yes, Paige, you wanted for one to be at the bottom of the house and one to be at the top of the house. One of them gets stabbed and the other one feel it.
Yes.
Like you wanted that kind of brain connection.
That's 100% what I wanted.
I know it is. I know that's what you wanted.
Not only that, I wanted it for if we're going twin versus twins.
Right.
I need when Chad Michael Murray gets stabbed for her to just know it and be like, I'm coming, brother.
Twin powers activate.
Twin powers activate. I need it on both sides.
Not to keep yes anding this, but Paige, if they do that, I really need there to be like a Chad Michael Murray is like got both of them at gunpoint and they start doing the I'm Bo.
No,
I'm Bo. Like it matters at all, just trying to confuse him. And like they both, like one of them clearly has a wax face.
Right. Here's what I need though. I need them like at one point just sitting on a bed with like two sides of a picture on the QE2, just like putting them together and being like, your mom is my mom, we're sisters, and then piercing each other's ears with a potato. Like I need full Parent Trap level twin nonsense.
Yes.
They could do the handshake. Twins. Anyway.
Cut to present day 2005.
Yes, in a Waffle House or some sort of other late night food establishment where Paris Hilton and Elisha Cuthbert are sitting talking across the table and she's like, you're the new intern at InStyle magazine. And I like that she holds up the magazine.
Yeah, they paid for that, Paige. They gotta get the mag in the shot. I did think it was very sad that in 2005 she was breaking into print media in an internship. I was like, oh, this is a waste of 3 years.
Short-lived.
Yeah.
But she's gonna move to New York for it and no longer be a waitress at Waffle House. They're positioned as like they've all just graduated from college is what it seems like.
That is what I assumed, yeah, because she secured an internship that probably would be somewhat prestigious at the time.
Right.
Because nobody could foresee the internet.
Right. And Sam Winchester is like, no, I'm going to stay here and fight ghosts and werewolves and shit. And like hasn't decided to go to New York with her yet. I think he was probably like, I see the way you and your brother look at each other.
Right. I cannot leave you alone with him, apparently.
This is, I mean, oof. I feel like he's got a future in a small town stripping.
What movie was that? Hang on. We did that movie.
Yeah, we did that one.
It was a Christmas movie on Romance in the Pod. Oh my God, it's all flooding back. Oh my God. It was terrible.
Yeah. Was it The Merry Gentleman, I think was what it was called?
Yeah. And by terrible, I mean, you absolutely should have it in your yearly rotation.
It needed a little more sexiness for a movie about stripping.
Paige also thinks the same about this. It really is just any Chad Michael Murray movie. Paige is like, it really needed a lot more sex, honestly.
Oh, can I tell you? So he is on Riverdale for like 2 seasons as a cult leader.
Right, that checks out.
Yeah, that checks out. Builds his own rocket ship. It's like a whole thing.
Nice.
But every once in a while, like I had completely forgotten Chad Michael Murray existed until I did my Riverdale rewatch. And he just walks in, he's like, I'm her father. And you're like, oh, damn, you and Skeet Ulrich? Thank you, Riverdale. Thank you, Riverdale. And thank you, Merry Gentleman. And thank you, this movie. Anyway, they're all like, hey, we're going to go on this road trip to a game. And Paris Hilton is dating a guy with a new car. Robert Richard is the name of the actor.
His name in the movie is Blake.
Yes, in the movie, it's Blake. If you were a Disney Channel person around this time, so like only a couple years before this, he was in Alley Cat Strike, which is a Disney Channel original movie about a bowling team. And at the end of the movie, he like puts a bowling ball on the ground, puts one finger in it, spins it, and then just lets it go to try and cut a 7-10 split. And I've tried it so many times and it don't work.
Paige.
I'm hurt.
To get a 7-10 split, you have to bowl between your legs. Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that.
I actually...
Or put up bumpers.
Paige, fun fact. I bowl better when throwing the ball between my legs than I do regularly, which is a very easy bar to clear. But it's true. It is true. My dad used to do it when I was a kid as a joke. Like he would do it once every now and then to make us as kids laugh.
Sure.
And I just started doing it all the time because it was like fun. So yeah, now I'm like as good doing that as regular bowling because I'm also a terrible bowler.
I'm a terrible bowler.
Yeah.
I love bowling. Love it. Love doing it. Terrible at it. Not good at all. It takes me like 2 games to warm up as a bowler. And then if we play a third game, I'm going to be shockingly good in the third game. But it takes me 2 full games to like get to that point. And no one ever wants to bowl more than 2.
That's why when Paige and I go bowl hustling,
That's what's up.
we always like, hey, you want to double or nothing? You want to double or nothing again?
You want a triple or something?
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, she's no good. She sucks, right? She's definitely not going to get better, right?
Right? Anyway, Blake is out in the car. Paris Hilton, a.k.a. Paige.
Oh my God, I forgot her name was Paige.
Her name is Paige.
Her name is Paige.
Yeah, it's spelled correctly too. She goes out to see Blake in his new car, which is one of those trucks that has it's got that section on the back. So it doesn't just go to the bed of the truck. It's got those weird triangles on it that like no trucks have now. But for some reason in like 2005, 2006, it was like the coolest truck to have. And this is why they end up having to take the second car, because he has a new car that's like a pickup truck. So it can only fit like 3, maybe 4 people if you've got the fold down seats in the back.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just him and Paige.
Yeah.
Him and his girlfriend, Paige. Who is Paris Hilton.
Who may or may not be pregnant.
Paige, I do think that they were trying to set up that Paige was pregnant. She was Paige Gannon.
Yeah, but then they never do anything with it, though.
No, they kill her immediately before she could say it. I did think that they were going to have her yelling, "I'm pregnant," as she gets killed.
Right.
But they didn't do that.
Okay, intrusive thought moment. You have a character played by someone that everyone expects you to kill immediately, a la Drew Barrymore in Scream, a la Janet Leigh in Psycho.
Yeah.
Who has established that they are pregnant in a wax museum where they waxify regular ass people. And you're telling me that you're not going to murder her, wax her up, and have a wax baby pop out? Come on.
Paige, I have one studio note.
Yes.
And it is genius.
Genius. Stop drilling. You've hit oil.
Just because it's like equally dumb as this movie. Like, there's how would it survived? The mom is dead. Like, but yeah, I mean, whatever. Love it.
Yeah, it's impossible. It doesn't matter.
Demon wax baby.
Demon wax baby.
I'm here for it.
I need hinges on the side of her belly, and for them to like pop it open, and the fetus is there. They're like a music box, like a tiny wax baby.
It seems like you're combining what is like a circus monkey clacking together. You're combining that the movie The Monkey, and a wax baby in utero thing. It's honestly, like I said, genius. I love it. Yeah,
like look, you've seen Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, where they have all those like toys and animatronics and I have seen the classic dead dwarf gag, you know? Like
yes, yeah.
I mean, come on. It's as crazy as Malignant, where you see the tiny Bacter arms. You're telling me you don't want to pop open Paris Hilton's stomach and see a tiny wax fetus with a bling, 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 bling,
Paige,
bling, bling, as they're like screaming in horror? Come on.
Paige, the only appropriate song is "If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again." And that is such a it's such a deep reference. But that baby that was dancing in that music video or whatever.
Yes. Well, like from Ally McBeal.
Yes.
The Ally McBeal baby.
Yeah. It would be that, but all covered in wax.
Tell me you don't want that.
Paige, I am emailing Steven Spielberg right now.
And he'll be like, where did you get this email?
I'm assuming his email address is steven.spielberg@spielgs.com.
At spielgs.com. Oh my God. I had to give somebody my email the other day, and I have my own domain, and they could not fathom how I had like a custom email. And I was like,
it's called being a business.
It's called I pay $5 to $10 for it every month. Like,
literally, yes. Yeah.
Come on.
Guys, email info@horrorvirgin.com if you need some explanation on how you get your own email domain. Actually, just go ahead and plug that into Google.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't, because that one goes to nowhere.
That's why I gave them that email address.
Oh, okay.
But God help me if they reach out to Todd.Schlosser@spielgs.com.
Spielgs just sounds like the Sporg note. The Sporg note.
I do love that movie, but we got to move on.
We got to move on. There's not going to be a wax baby. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Anyway, at this point, we've only talked about her brother, where she's like, somebody posted his bail. I don't know why. I didn't invite him. Blake invited him. I was like, who's this like ne'er-do-well brother? And then who should just haunt his way out of the shadows in a hoodie but Chad Michael Murray?
Paige, just like every bad boy, his reputation preceded his screen time.
Yes.
And he is, honestly, guys, a stone cold asshole.
Oh, yeah. He's a dick for like the first 15 minutes of the movie, but that's how you know he loves her. No, I'm sorry. I can't even do it with a straight face.
Paige, you know what's messed up, though? He does love her. That's his sister.
Yeah. Well, hey, maybe leave room for the Holy Spirit.
Not in the back of that cop car.
Bible width apart, you two.
Ain't no Holy Spirit in the back of that cop car, Paige.
No, they're like cuddled up.
She's a little spoon. And she's doing that thing where she's trying to wake it up with her butt. She's like backing up into it.
Yeah. We all know that trick. And he's like, look, I have this camera. And you're like, no, this is Pornhub waiting to happen. In the back of the cop car. Chad, no.
It's so many kinks. And I hate it.
Hey, stepsister, I found these handcuffs.
In the back of this cop car. We don't need a condom. It's already covered in wax. We have to move on, Paige. I'm sorry. We have to move on. And I'm sorry I said that. But I honestly demand it stays in. I feel like the listeners deserve to hear how stupid I am.
Oh my God, but her body heat would definitely melt it, and then it would be gross, and it would get in the pee hole, and I'm sure that's bad. Oof.
Never had a wax pie? I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry.
I have not. They don't allow that at Yankee Candle. They usually escort you out.
God, we got it. We have to move on.
Okay, but like what if...
Oh my God.
What if as the House of Wax is burning down, we pulled back and it's like the home of Yankee Candle?
Or if it's like
Massachusetts' first Pier 1 imports.
Because it's the city's called Ambrose, I think. So that would be very funny if it goes past the sign on their way out of town, and it's like, you're leaving the city of Ambrose, home of the Yankee Candle.
Home of Yankee Candle. Anyway, they take their 2 cars with Blake and Paige in one car and Winchester, Elisha Cuthbert, Chad Michael Murray, and Dalton in the other car. And they're following Blake because Blake has claimed that his brand new flashy GPS on this car that he spent forever playing with. He was not hanging out with his friends so that he could just I guess type in addresses and see what happens.
Oh, you've never gotten a cool new skateboard and just wanted to skateboard all the time and not see your friends for 3 months or whatever. Whatever, Paige.
Right. And then a cricket hits your face and you're like, this is the cricket's fault.
That hurt. It did hurt, Paige. It did hurt my face when the cricket hit me. But it was funny because I was doing, honestly, guys, I'll be very honest with what was happening. I was riding my skateboard waiting for Paige to finish the movie, and she would not stop texting me about how they were thirsty for each other. And I was just trying to get her to stop talking about it until we got on mic because I want to capture everything fresh. And as I was text-to-speeching, a cricket assaulted me in the face.
Where in the face did it hit you? Point on this doll where the cricket assaulted you.
It was the corner of my mouth. It was
No, why is it always near the mouth?
I'm sure it didn't want it either. but yeah, it hurt. It was funny though.
Wherever you go, whatever they get into. From chill time to everyday adventures, protect your dog from parasites with Credelio Quattro.
For full safety information, side effects, and warnings, visit CredellioQuattroLabel.com. Consult your vet or call 1-888-545-5973. Ask your vet for Credelio Quattro and visit QuattroDog.com.
Anyway, they approach where he thinks the shortcut is, and there's a detour. So
Yeah.
they just, without stopping to like reroute or anything, they just take the detour. They just drive, and then there's no outlet. And they're like, well, we'll just camp here. What?
Paige, you're missing, I think.
Oh, yeah. No, okay. They pull up alongside to be like, hey, are we going to reroute? And while that's happening, Paige is rerouting Blake's dick into her mouth while he's driving.
I think she explains later that she was just getting some chapstick that had fallen on the floor or whatever.
Don't believe her, but fine.
Yeah, I did think it was wild that they put the green night vision on the camera because
I was thinking about that in the tent scene where they have her do like a little strip tease. And I was like, guys, come on.
I know, I was like, oh, is that Ray J? Oh, no, he just looked that way when he was green. Sorry, I just was taken back, I guess.
No.
That was right around this time, too. Like, people,
It was.
yeah, people were terrible to her about that.
Especially because she didn't leak it like the fucking douchebag that she was sleeping with did. And so she basically was like, well, if it's going to come out and people are going to take advantage of it, 2004 was the year before this.
Yeah.
If people are going to take advantage of me in this way, I may as well profit off of it. But that doesn't change the fact that like that was a private video that she expected to stay private between her and her sex partner, and they fucking betrayed her. So
Yeah.
fuck them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they see the sign for Trudy's House of Wax. And then, okay, and this informed part of my weird sibling theory because they're like asking in the car, like, hey, does anybody want to like go to the House of Wax or whatever tomorrow? And Chad Michael Murray says, yeah, I'm not really into things pretending to be other things. Right, sis? And I was like,
Wait,
are they not siblings?
what?
Well, my first thought was that we were going to have a sleepaway camp. And I was like, oh no, 2005 trying to do that? No. And that they were the twins in the high chairs or something. That was not it, right?
No.
But then by the end of the movie, I was like, is one of them adopted?
Paige, I love that, like, in your mind, you're just finding ways, canonically, that they could bone.
I'm just saying, why have that line? They never give us any, like, the closest we get is that she, once they get to the campsite or whatever, she confronts him of like, do you have a problem with me? Like, why? And it's implied that they don't have a great relationship. And he's like, well, you didn't lie for me. And I was like, but that's not her pretending to be something else. Like, what does that line mean? What are they referencing with that? Never explained.
Wait till House of Wax 2, Paige. I think you'll be very pleased.
Oh, where they push that little boy out the window of a tower? Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Actually, there is a birth in that series that looks like black wax at one point. Like,
Oh, yeah,
So,
that's
yeah,
right.
kind of. There is kind of a wax baby in that one, too. I think, honestly, Game of Thrones, first 4 seasons, nailed it.
Yeah. You know, a Lannister always pays their debts. Anyway, they drive across a real freaky bridge. And then they're just like, oh, look, a clearing. We'll just pull off here and get some privacy. What?
Yeah, we'll just camp.
Yeah.
They're only an hour, like, delayed from where they were, right? They're going to, like, pull over and set up camp.
Right.
They're going to take more time doing an activity than it would for them to just turn around and get to the hotel.
Right. And I'm like, was there a hotel or were they always planning to camp?
They say a hotel at one point, but why do they have the camping gear?
Right.
And if Dalton's going to be dressed like that, why are they not making it a joke that he doesn't have like a camping pack?
Right.
And that's why he's wearing every piece of clothing he brought with him.
Yes, because he is wearing like 12 layers of clothes.
Yes.
And then he's like, oh, I still have my work clothes on. And then he like strips down a layer and is still wearing more clothes than most of the people there. I never explained.
No, it's not.
Anyway, they have this confrontation. We reveal that part of the reason Chad Michael Murray was in jail was because he stole a car, and he's like, you could have at least lied for me or covered for me, whatever. But she then brings up, she's like, everything in your life is somebody else's fault, right?
Yeah.
You didn't steal the car. It was the cop's fault. You lost the job. It was the manager's fault. Everything is always somebody else's fault. And he's just like, I'm surrounded by idiots. You're the good twin. I'm the evil one. Fuck off. And she's like, grow up. But their conversation gets interrupted by a breeze that blows a weird smell at them.
Yeah.
Something from out of the woods. And at this point, they're like, oh, something is dead out there. Like, that's bad. And Blake just goes, we got to drink it back to life. Woo! And they just decide to party in a place that smells like corpses. Couldn't be me.
No.
Could not be me.
It couldn't be me either.
And also, Paige, aka Paris Hilton, pregnant, or at least thinks she's pregnant. She is not confirmed, I guess, although she does try to tell Blake later, which makes me think she did confirm it and whatever.
She actually says that she didn't, I think, as she's about to tell him. She's like, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But
either way, if she is I'm sure the smell of a dead body especially at first trimester pregnant lady, brutal.
when do the cravings for it start?
For dead flesh? I would think that maybe when you get to be a teenager and go on a road trip with Timothée Chalamet, that's when the cravings really start to kick in.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, dead flesh with like ice cream and pickles, like weird combination.
That would be a weird combination for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because like pickles, gross.
Honestly, that is the first thing I'd get rid of. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they're all drinking and Dalton is wandering around with his video camera taking video. Now, this is a part of the movie you could cut 10 minutes out of because nothing happens.
Yeah.
Except that with the camera, he's just like, here are the couples, here are people making out. Here's Alicia Cuthbert making out with her boyfriend while Chad Michael Murray glares at them and drinks a beer.
Yeah. Honestly, it feels weird.
He should be her ex, not her twin.
Thank you. It does have that energy, the way he's like leering at them.
Right? At least second cousin.
Kissing cousins. But Dalton is he's honestly like an influencer guy. Like he's just like camera in everyone's face.
Yeah.
Making it their problem. Like that's his vibe.
That's his vibe. But who should interrupt them? A truck with its brights on.
Yeah.
And they have a moment of like, what should we do? And I love that like, they're like, well, maybe it's their property because we did not check at all. We just like parked and camped. And fucking Winchester is like, well, there's no gate. I was like, what?
Right. He's like, no gate, no property. Have you not read law?
Yeah. I don't see no fucking fence. Like, it's just stupid, right?
It would have been just as dumb if he walked over and been like, well, I have this flag, so it's mine now.
Right.
That's not how that works. You can't just like plant a flag and claim it.
Right.
Although the moon is ours. Dibs.
Yeah, dibs on the moon. It's hollow. That's where we keep all our cheese. And the bird robots for when we need to change the batteries. But this scene, now that like having seen the movie and knowing who this truck belongs to, I don't know why he doesn't just kill them that night. Why don't they kill them? Because they eventually get the camera. Chad Michael Murray throws a bottle, breaks a headlight. The truck drives away and they're like, good, they're not coming back. And then they all go to sleep.
Right.
Dalton, I assume, left his camera outside.
They all went to sleep and slept soundly, like they didn't just gutter chuck a beer bottle at a local's truck.
Right.
Like, even if it didn't break the headlight, they were coming back.
Yeah. And they do come back and walk around and videotape them while they're all asleep in the tents. And we know that it's not Dalton because we see Dalton asleep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you wouldn't hear someone walking around your tent?
I mean, Cuthbert does.
Cuthbert kind of does because she gets out.
She wakes up Wade and she's like, hey, someone's walking around outside. And he goes, it's probably a serial killer or whatever. Don't worry about it. Because he's never heard of the concept of a horror movie.
He's like, let's get back in the tent where you were definitely spooning with your brother.
I mean, I get why she might seek other options when Wade is this dumb.
I mean, yeah.
It is just like no horror movie sense, though. I do feel like this instance of the multiverse, because of our inclusion of horror as a genre, we're way better at surviving these types of situations.
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they get back into the tent and we wake up the next morning.
It's not the next morning. It's the next day at 2:15 p.m.
Yeah, 2:30. But if you watch this on Amazon, it gives you some fun facts throughout. And one of the fun facts is that they like clearly show the GPS map multiple times in the movie and it's to the wrong stadium.
Well, I mean, it's a new truck. He doesn't really know how to use the GPS.
He's got to play with it more.
Yeah, he's got to figure it out. He's got to find the right button to push, Paige. And
yes,
he looks like the kind of guy who might struggle with that.
Now, here's my next question. I think he's pushing her button fine because, I mean, she let him gush up in it.
That's true.
But here's my other question. As they get ready to go, we realize that the fan belt on the Camaro is snapped.
Yeah.
Why did they not also sabotage the other car and trap them both there.
Paige, I'm going to say something maybe controversial.
Great.
I think that just happened.
Oh, you think it just broke on its own even though it was new?
Yes. I think it's clearly new, but he like replaced it or something. Like he knows enough to know that. Anyway, but yeah, because they would have disabled both, I guess is my point.
Right.
Like that made me think, oh, I guess it just like actually did crap out because they would have trapped both of them and then just come and killed them or taken them or whatever.
And why didn't they? Because we know they were doing that to other people.
Of course, there's a town full of dead people.
Anyway,
yeah.
They get up. They realize that they have to replace the fan belt on the one. Now, as that's happening, Paris and Carly, Alicia Cuthbert, go out into the woods to go to the bathroom. And Carly smells the smell and is like, I'm going to go investigate. Bitch, why? And I love that Paris Hilton in this scene just goes, ew, why? And I was like, that's right, Paris. You're right.
But Cuthbert follows her nose like Toucan Sam like has gone full true crime podcaster.
Right.
And he's like, this week on Serial Killer.
Have you ever found a bowl full of something that you didn't expect? This week on Serial Killer, I'm Toucan Koenig.
Koenig? That's funny. What happens when the alphabets spell out murder?
Blink, 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 blink.
It's so dumb.
But, so, she slips down into literally a giant bowl of roadkill.
It is, and it's like wet.
With a human hand.
Well, okay, human hand or prop hand that was just found or whatever, yeah.
Sure,
yeah.
Lucky. Well, actually, we know they wouldn't waste a human hand.
No.
Because,
yeah,
you know.
They'd wax that off immediately.
Right. Wax on, wax off. But
exactly.
As they kind of like collect themselves, they're going to try and get Carly back up the hill. Everyone's kind of come down to look. A car comes up and drops off more roadkill. And this truck driver is not the same truck driver as last night. It's a different truck. It's an older truck. And he's like, hey, there is a service station. I can take you to go get a fan belt. I'll take both of you. That way the rest of you can go on your merry way. And so they let the rest of the group go.
I know.
They escaped. If they had gone to that game, their friends would just be missing forever. Like they would never find them again.
They would be like, man, can you believe how unlucky it was that we like lost our friends 2 years before Find My Friends became a thing?
Right.
Because they would have died that night, but though everyone else would have survived.
Right.
Honestly, football could have saved their life.
Oof, you know?
But traffic, guys, traffic.
Clear hearts, full eyes.
Finish it, Paige. What 2 syllables are you going to end with? And listen, I'm building it up. So there's no way you're going to be able to undercut it. You got to nail it, Paige. What's it going to be? 2 syllables for glory, Paige.
Well, because I realized I just said clear hearts, full eye.
Yeah. I couldn't wait for the follow-up.
Clear hearts, full eyes, wax condoms.
Boom! Nailed it. Stuck the landing, guys. I'm so sorry. It was just so much fun. It was so funny to me to like just build it up so it, like there's no way it was going to land. I'm so sorry I sabotaged you. It was so funny though.
I sabotaged me because the second it was out of my mouth, I was like, that's not right.
I know. That's why I jumped on it. I couldn't help it. I'm so sorry.
Anyway, they get in the truck with this guy that definitely looks like an extra from Deliverance or Wrong Turn. You get it. All of the movies like this.
Or honestly, one of the older iterations of The People Under the Stairs.
Yes.
Or The Hills Have Eyes. There's a lot of movies that have people like this. And I'll just say, as someone from the South, a Southerner, like that is the way horror movies in the mid-2000s saw me.
Sure.
And honestly, fairly accurate.
Somebody sent me a dating profile the other day that they were like, what do you think of this guy? And I was like, no, because it had real this energy. And I was like, he might be very nice, but I feel like he maybe likes roadkill too much.
There's no way he's not holding a largemouth bass in one of his Tinder profile pics. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says in that one, I'm the one on the left.
See, I respect that.
Let me write your Tinder profiles.
Let me write your fucking Tinder profiles. Like, when people take a bunch of pictures with tigers for some reason, and you just gotta be like, I always know how to handle a pussy. Like, come on. Like, there's so much room for jokes. But yes, claiming you're the fish in that photo, A+.
Would have been the best.
So good. Anyway, they get in the truck, and he's immediately like every red flag and fucking Winchester didn't sit between her and him in the truck. I was like, the fuck are you doing?
He's like, oh, hey, sister of mine who's been dating Wade, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sit next to the guy who was like really creepy.
Yeah.
He looks like he gets handsy with the dead deer. So like, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. We do get a shirtless Chad Michael Murray. Thank you. The only shirtless guy in the movie where they clearly were like, hey, the guy who's not a love interest, take your shirt off.
Paige.
I'm telling you, they wanted the twins to bone. I'm just interpreting what's on the screen.
Paige, I'm going to go ahead and write House of Wax 2. And the opening dialogue of that movie is going to be, hey, what was that thing you were referencing? Oh, the fact that we're not biologically siblings. And then it's going to smash cut to them just boning. And then that's going to be the movie. It'll be very short and just for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Or just open married gentleman with him being like, I was in a long relationship for a while. Turned out we weren't siblings, and now I'm here. Anyway, so they drive in this creepy truck, and they get to basically where the road ends. But she's been kind of questioning him the whole time because he's kind of leering at her.
Yeah.
He's got the knife. She's like, I just want to get out. Please let me walk. And he gets to the part of the road where he's like, I just need to engage the 4-wheel drive and I could drive you up there. Clearly he can't. That road has been washed out for years. There is no way that he could drive them up there.
I mean, it does seem like he thinks he can, which like, what's the end game there? You're just going to like drive into the ditch?
No, I thought for sure that he was going to lure Sam Winchester, AKA, what's his name, Wade, to the back to help him, air quotes, engage the 4-wheel drive, and he was going to kill him behind the truck, dump him in the back.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think it was about to pop off anyway. You're not wrong, yeah.
But instead, they choose to walk. He doesn't go around the back of the truck. They both get out. They walk up into town, and I think at that point, he's like, town will get him anyway. But they walk around, and they do see the puppies that look real. They're not. And a handful of other things around town that they're like, this town seems kind of empty.
I mean, yeah, the town is kind of empty because everyone be dead. I don't know. Okay, so when you said the puppies weren't real, like the sad reality is they probably were real. Like they're probably puppies that were waxed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hated it.
I know, because they're very cute.
Yeah, they used puppy fin wax. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys.
Better than kittens where it would have been paraffin.
Oh, yes. It's late night energy and I'm so sorry. I couldn't help it.
Look, it's late night energy. And for all the times that I've been like, Crimson Peak's kind of gross because of all the incest. And then we watched this. So
yeah, it sounds like we got a Crimson Peak in our future, Paige.
At some point, I think it's Hiddleston in that one. I only saw it the one time in theaters. I was not a fan.
I haven't seen it. So yeah. I trust your judgment.
Who knows? Maybe I'll watch it again and be like, this ain't so bad, except for all the like sibling banging. Anyway, they walk into town. Seems pretty empty, and they're trying to find someone to help them. They get to the service station. There's nobody there. And they eventually walk over to the church.
Yeah.
Where it seems like they've interrupted a funeral.
I kind of loved the reveal of like what is actually happening here, although we don't get it yet. I loved it.
Yeah. Here's my question. Do you think he just hangs out in there?
Okay. This is really what I think happened.
Real Norman Bates like?
No, I think they have some sort of like mechanism to know when someone enters the like limits of the town. And I think he like ran over there really quick. And it was like waiting for them. And I think Vincent might be somewhere else like waiting for them. Kind of like we see them set up when Dalton is going one direction and Chad Michael Murray's going the other direction, right?
Right.
I wonder if they have like, okay, you take the house and I'll take the church and we'll figure it out, you know?
Here's what I think. I think that Vincent is bullied by his older brother into doing a lot of this. Like he's the artist.
Yes, for sure he is. Yeah.
Right? So he tends to stay in the House of Wax. He stays in his studio, right?
Yes.
Meanwhile, Bo, I think, is full-blown Norman Bates hanging out in that church. And the church and the House of Wax are the only two things unlocked.
Yeah.
Because originally the service station's not unlocked.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's like the only two places they can go and get inside of, right?
Right.
Yeah. So like the House of Wax is like the Phantom in his like hideout.
Yes, like the Phantom in his hideout.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. With the mask and everything.
Yes.
Someone called Weber or whatever and get him on it. I want a House of the Wax musical.
Ooh, can horror daddy Patrick Pilson be in it?
Dude can sing, yeah.
Yep.
He could be.
Now, I think they typically rely on on the younger brother to do the killing in the truck.
I struggled to remember people's names, Paige. So, and I know you'll get this reference, but I'm going to have to explain it. But in my notes, the third brother, I just called J.D. Scott, which is the third property brother, the one who's not a twin. And I don't mean that like he looks like him or anything. It was just like, oh, he's the twin that's like left out of the fun. You know what I'm saying?
They started bringing him on for later episodes.
Oh, did they? Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize that.
My favorite thing about the property brothers is that everyone's like, yeah, the hot one and the realtor. Like everyone just universally agreed that the one with the tool belt was the hot one. And I think that's funny because they're twins.
Can I say this? They do look a little different though.
They do.
One looks like a just like basic American older, like not old, but like 30s something dude. And the other one looks like you took him to France for the whole of his life and he's just now meeting his twin for the first time. I can't explain it, but he's got some French features.
Interesting. I see what you mean. I understand. It's the suits.
It's got to be the suits.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
J.D. Scott is the one who probably kills him.
Yeah, probably. Like the extra Skarsgård, you know, not the clown, not the vampire, not Stellar Skateboard, the Viking one. Anyway, they go in the church and he immediately is like, escorts them out and is like, the fuck are you interrupting a funeral for? And they're like, we're so sorry. We just need help with our car. And he's like, all right. And he goes back inside and then comes out again and is like, look, this is going to wrap up in like 45 minutes.
Yeah, give me 30 and meet me at the store.
Yes.
It's fine. Paige, I have a question. As they go to the House of Wax, what do you think Bo is doing as he makes them wait for their own death?
Well, I think either he assumes they will make their way to the House of Wax where Vincent will get them, because we do know Vincent's there.
I mean, if that's the only other building that's unlocked, yeah, that makes sense because they're going to want to kill time. It just turns out that Wade seems to have a hard-on for wax museums that no one's had since 1938, but he's real excited to go check it out.
Wade has a hard-on for just getting into other people's business and stuff in general.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they go up to the wax museum and we do see Vincent lurking around. And you could cut another 10 minutes out of this movie just in this wax museum.
Yeah, well, I mean, because it is just them walking around and Wade being like, oh my God, everything's wax. The floor's wax. The chairs are wax. Like
the walls are waxed. Everything's waxed, which again, impossible and weird, but they do find a series of sculptures that are like, I think of them as like carnival mermaids.
They are kind of, but they're like, one's a lizard and one is like looks kind of like a sea creature or whatever. But this, I think, and correct me if you have a different theory, Paige, I thought this was like Vincent's creations when he was a child. Like this is him like budding artist and they're like nurturing it and he saved it because it means something to him, you know?
Maybe.
Because his name is etched into the bottom of them.
Yes.
And then it pans up from them to show like a literal painting with his signature on it.
Right.
So he's like a legit artist.
He's a legit artist. It could be child. I also interpreted this as his mom's vision was the House of Wax and the town of wax. His artistic vision were these creatures.
Sure.
So like he's carrying on his mom's thing. And later when his brother is like, mom's plan is almost done and then you can do whatever you want. So that made me think that like maybe he was bullied into doing what may or may not have been his mom's plan.
Oh yeah, I fully believe that this is just straight up Bo manipulating him because he's a bad guy. I mean, we do see his parents in one scene and they do not act great. I don't know that just because they're sort of abusive, they also wanted to turn the town into wax.
Well, we also find out that the mom at one point, because they're reading newspaper stories and then Bo will give them more information in just a minute.
Bo tells them the whole story, yeah.
Bo tells them almost the whole story,
That's
but
fair,
we find out that the mom at one point had a brain tumor that impacted her behavior. So it's possible. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we don't know, but yeah, it could be either way.
Anyway, we do get a shot of Vincent sculpting some titties.
Paige, was he sculpting some titties or was he forming wax around titties?
You know what? It's possible that he was forming wax around titties, but also, much like sculptors say that like the sculpture was inside and he has to free it from the medium. So like, you know, he's freeing the titties from the wax. I think this could either be someone that he's putting wax on and sculpting them, or this could be one of his sculptures and he's making like a giant mermaid with titties.
Here for it. Either way, it's art, baby.
Yeah. Dingle hopper. So they walk around the museum for too fucking long until they see a real dog, which is kind of interesting. And they're like, why is there a real dog?
Well, but the dog is like frozen in place.
Right.
And then as Wade goes over to it and like tries to like touch it, it like barks and then runs away, which I knew was going to happen, but did scare me.
Oh, yeah. No, I knew it was going to happen. But then I also was like, who does that dog belong to? And then they do see someone looking through the window. This is Vincent.
It is. This one also really scared me because she goes over and like, how old is this place? It's all dusty, and she like wipes the mirror, and then the person, you see them in the reflection, and like scared the shit out of me.
Well, and then he runs out. Winchester goes outside to like try and find somebody and tries to open the basement and can't get in. He's like, there's nobody in here. But as he's looking around, she starts wandering through the kitchen, where I do think there's a sculpture of their mom, probably with the brain tumor or some sort of like palsy, because her face is distorted on one side, and she accidentally knocks it over.
Paige, I have one question before we get into that.
Sure.
If you had broken into a business and you saw someone seeing you, would you have the audacity to then search for the person who might be the purveyor of the business you've broken into?
No.
Like, what are you doing? Like, run out of the building. Like, what are you doing? This whole thing was insane to me, that their first reaction to being discovered inside a business that was closed was not them running away.
Here's what I would say. I don't think they know the business is closed because the door is unlocked.
Fair.
Right? So imagine, if you will, if we were in Hamilton, Missouri, and we walked into the home of James Cash Penny because it was unlocked.
Something we've done many times together, yes.
Right. And there was no one there. But then we saw someone and we're like, oh, hey, can you tell us about that? Like, I think it's almost that, where it's like, clearly people are supposed to come in here. This is like the thing for this town, and it was unlocked, so I would assume we could come inside. But the thing I don't get is fucking Padalecki like using a lighter to like melt some of the wax. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? These are the exhibits.
I know, literally destroying the art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asshole. Anyway, they make their way back to the station, and there's nobody there because Bo, I think, assumed that they were going to get killed up at the House of Wax, and finds out that didn't happen, and now comes back to the station. And they're like, hey, we left some money on the table, but like, you don't have the size we need. And he's like, oh, I've got it at my house.
Which I don't think he does. I think this is just a straight up lie.
Yeah.
Because he does come out of the house with one, but it's like Wade's already dead at that point.
Yeah.
So, well, not dead, but he's like taken, you know?
This is also where they have a conversation, her and Wade. And he's like, why does your brother hate me so much? And she's like, I don't know. We got in trouble in junior high. And like, we used to be really, really close before that. But then like,
I bet
people just think he's like the evil twin. I feel like he feels like he has to live up to that. And I was like, go on.
No, Paige.
Anyway, it's getting dark. They don't have the size. Who should show up? Bo. And he's like, let's go back to the house. And admittedly, Carly trusts him more, probably because he's attractive. She shouldn't.
Of course not.
But she does. They go up to the house and he gives them a ride, and Wade is like, hey, I need to use the bathroom. He's like, yeah, great. Come on inside. He directs Wade to where the bathroom is.
Right. And he's just like, hey, do you mind if I go change really quick, and then I'll grab the fan belt and we can go head out to your car?
Yeah.
Thanks. It's been a long day. Because he's still playing the guise of like, a family friend just died, but I'll help you out. Give me a second, you know?
Yeah.
Which is like sweet. Like, he's obviously, we know it's a horror movie because we have them in this universe, but like Wade is an idiot, like stone cold dummy who doesn't have this to teach him this lesson. And so he just assumes this is like some nice guy who's helping him out.
Well, and he also tells them the story of what happened, that like the father did surgeries he wasn't supposed to. They had 2 kids, and then those kids went on to kind of do the work. They ended up in foster care. I don't think that's true. I think they just stayed there. Who knows when mom died or whatever.
I think they just stayed there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the father, he was a doctor, but lost his license for doing like surgeries on the side or something. They don't really get into it, but like something illegal. And so he lost his license and then performed the surgery on them. And then some other sad stuff happened. And here we are.
Here we are. But Wade goes into the bathroom, and instead of just going to the bathroom, he snoops around.
Yeah.
In the office, finds like feral pigs and stuff.
I mean, he doesn't go to the bathroom ever.
Yeah. He sees the bathroom and then immediately detours.
It's like he didn't want to go to the bathroom. He wanted to snoop this dude's house. And so he was like, yeah, I got to take a dump or whatever. I got to take a wicked number 6. Do you mind if I come in?
Right.
And so like he just snoops. Like when he dies or he gets taken, it's like literally curiosity killed the cat. And he's the dumbest tabby in the bunch.
Yeah, because the lights go out. He's locked in the room. He's like fumbling for the knob, and the trap door opens behind him, which is lit, by the way.
It is pretty lit. Like, it is so lit, guys.
Pretty lit.
Yeah.
But that would illuminate the room, and the fact that he doesn't turn is crazy. But the person reaches out of the trap door and with scissors snips his Achilles tendon.
Yeah, it's terrible. I
Gross.
hated watching it. It was gross.
The first piece of foot violence in the movie.
And this is the moment at the premiere Quentin Tarantino got up and like walked out.
He's like, I fucking can't.
He's like, I won't stand for this.
Just like that guy, I'll never stand again.
Exactly.
Yes. So he can't get away. But it's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you in this creepy house where you'll never step again. And she in the car is like, it's been a while, and honks the horn and flashes the lights. And when she's flashing the lights, she doesn't notice the headlight that's broken. But when she gets out of the car to kind of walk up to the house, she notices that the headlight is broken and she's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, inside, Wade has been snipped, stabbed, and stomped. He is unconscious in the basement of the house.
Yeah.
She's still trying to honk outside, but she calls Blake and is like, Blake, I'm pretty sure like Wade's not out here. Like, we got to get the fan belt, but I think it's the guy from the clearing. Doesn't matter. Blake is too busy banging Paris Hilton, or rather having the longest foreplay ever.
Are you going to complain about it, Paige? Come on.
No, it just takes them forever to get down to business.
The dude's putting in the work.
He is. Now, while that's happening, because we completely glossed over the fact that they tried to go to the game, they got stuck in traffic, they came back, and they're like, well, we'll come pick you up after you get the fan belt or whatever.
Right.
So, and he's like, I want to bang Paris Hilton. You guys go get them with the fan belt.
I did love how he talks his friends into making them go help, because he's like, hey, are you guys going to be having sex later? And they're like, no. And he goes, cool, because I am. Do you mind going to get them so I can have sex with my very attractive girlfriend, please?
Yes.
Honestly, if my friend had done it that way, I would have laughed and been like, yes, absolutely,
yes,
I will.
Absolutely.
Like, they're going to have sex anyway, and I don't want to be here anyway, so
yeah.
I'll go get them anyway.
Yes. So they are now en route to the town, but it's too late. Wade is in trouble. But Carly locks herself in the car so that when Bo comes out and is like, hey, I got that fan belt. Hey, I don't know where Wade is, but like, I'll drive you back to whatever. She's like, no,
Yeah.
I am waiting for Wade.
She literally locks herself in the car and is like, I'm waiting for Wade.
Yeah, and she's like, you're the guy from the campsite. So then he like breaks the window, tries to get her in the truck. She drops her phone and he's like, I'm just trying to help you. And while she's down there, she starts the car and hits the gas with her hand, which is pretty brilliant. Backs the car out of the driveway, which kind of knocks him out of the way. She sits up and tries to drive the car away, but it's on like a ridge.
Yeah.
And she can't get the car to move. She turns on the headlights. He's right in front of her. She climbs out the back window of the truck, and he doesn't chase her. I could not figure this out.
Well, I think it's because he's worried about the truck, because it is like, one wheel is off, like, I don't know how long the drop is, but some sort of drop, which is why she can't get out the driver's side, right?
Right.
And I guess if she got out the passenger side, he was like right there because he was like on that side of the hood.
Right.
So she climbed out the back and then just ran down the street. She was like gone.
Yeah. But so she takes off running, and we cut to Chad Michael Murray and Dalton making their way there. And he's like, why do you hate Wade? He's like, I don't hate Wade that much, but like, I don't know if he's going to follow her to New York or whatever.
Yeah, he's just like super jealous of Wade. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He's super jealous.
He's super jealous. Well, and Dalton's like, maybe if they break up, I could. And he was like, no.
No.
Like,
he leans in him. And he's like, dibs.
Anyway, Wade hella dead anyway.
Yeah.
She runs. We cut to Wade in the surgery room where Vincent is like sewing up his wounds and kind of like preserving him, and then paints him with, he waxes his face, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually he puts him in the thing, sprays him down with wax, so he's like stuck.
He's totally waxed.
Meanwhile, she has run back to town and everything is on. The lights are on, the church, everything. She goes back to the church, and this is where she discovers that everyone else there is wax.
Yeah. It's honestly, it was a cool reveal. I was like, oh, nice.
It is a cool reveal, but also reveals that it was Trudy's funeral. So it's very Norman Bates of like, mother, I'm sorry they interrupted your funeral. But she accidentally breaks somebody's arm off. She like hits the deck. He kind of chases her around the church. She's like hiding under the coffin. And when she makes a run for it, then he chases her and drags her out to the service station. And downstairs in the service station, there is an alarming setup with Polaroids and a gross mattress and A plus B plus C. You know what's going on down there. It is bad.
It's kind of black phone. It was like...
It's a little black phone, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is where he super glues her mouth shut, and so she can't really scream. And there's music playing, so they can't really hear her. But Chad Michael Murray and Dalton have arrived, and Chad Michael Murray's like, I'm going to go look at the grocery store. There's nobody at the service station. And Dalton's like, I'll do something else, I guess, and immediately wanders to the House of Wax. We'll get to him in a second. But yeah, Bo super glues her mouth shut and then kisses her forehead. And then as he walks out of the service station, Chad Michael Murray shows back up because he was at the grocery store and he's like, this is closed and old and not okay and bugs. Not good.
Yeah, it's clearly not a real it's clearly not real, you know?
Yeah. He confronts Bo and is like, hey, have you seen my sister and her boyfriend? They were here for a fan belt. And he's like, I haven't seen anybody. He's like, they were definitely here. There's no other service station around. I know we're in the right place. Anybody else work here? And he's like, no, just me. And he's like,
I own the place, so...
I own the place. And he's like, maybe my brother Vincent took over. Like, he's up at the house. You should come up to the house. And Chad Michael Murray's bad boy instincts serve him right because he's like, nah, nope, we're going to fight.
This don't seem right.
This don't seem right.
Well, and because he hears his sister.
Yeah, so as they're kind of having this like this argument kind of, she sticks her finger up through the grate.
Yeah, because she gets one arm free. Yeah.
She gets one arm free. And I was so terrified that he was just going to step on her finger and crush it. But instead he cuts it off, which is just as bad.
Paige, he doesn't cut the... It's just the tip, baby. It's the tip.
The tip.
Yeah.
That's what Chad Michael Murray says at home. I'm so sorry. That's so terrible.
He's like, let me suck on that second knuckle.
Anyway, she does peel the super glue off her lips and scream.
Yeah.
And Chad Michael Murray's like, that's my sister! And like goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
And manages to like beat up Bo and switch places with him to the point where he locks Bo out of the service station. So he's inside.
Yeah, I want to be honest with you. Chad Michael Murray's got Bo's number every time they fight.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. He fucks that dude up.
Bo cannot win once.
No. Not against CMM. Never.
No.
Anyway, he's like, oh my God, my sweet sister. And like too close already. And he's like taking the duct tape off, which why didn't they duct tape her finger? She like wraps fabric around it and bleeds. I'm like, duct tape, girl. It's basically a bandage at that point. Anyway.
I mean, it's basically, it needs a tourniquet. Like she lost the tip. It's not like it's a flesh wound. Like it,
yeah.
He cut bone. Like there's some bad shit going on that finger through the rest of this movie.
Yep. But he's like, hey, I locked her out. Don't worry. And she's like, hey, I went to the house. This place is a freak show. Everyone is wax and they're human under the wax, but they're all dead. And we're like, oh no. Cut to Dalton at the House of Wax for an extra kill.
Which Paige, when you see Dalton start walking, he's like, I'll go check out the House of Wax. I was like, yeah, you go. Go check out the House of Wax.
You go.
Because you suck.
Have fun, buddy.
He's like the worst character.
He's the worst. But Dalton goes to the House of Wax and he finds Wade, who is now like one of the guys. He's like positioned at the piano and he's like, no, Wade, what's wrong with your skin? And starts like peeling off his face. I'm like, stop peeling it.
Paige, when he peels off one part of his cheek and like sees that, oh my God, it's taking skin off. Like that is just like the inside of his cheek.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll stop doing that. Let me see if I can find a doctor or like a phone to call an ambulance. Instead of doing that, he's like, maybe the next part won't take cheek with it. And it always does, you moron.
It always does. You got to go sit him outside in full sunlight and let that stuff just melt off. But doesn't matter because Vincent is there and accidentally slices off part of Wade's cheek and chases Dalton down into the trapdoor with a bunch of wax faces on the wall. Pretty cool.
It was pretty cool, yeah.
And then just knocks him down and double knife decapitates him.
And we get a good shot of the hilts on that knife. It's cool, man.
It's pretty cool.
It's real cool. I like that. It was awesome.
Anyway, meanwhile, at the service station, they hear a car start upstairs. And so they assume Bo has left, which is true. But they grab a wrench. They know that their car is by the road, but Dalton had the keys because he was like, oh, I could drive over the thing. No. So they don't have keys. And her cell phone is in the truck up by the house.
Or they think it is, at least.
Where they think it is.
Yeah.
But at this point, she's like, oh my gosh, when Bo tackled me, there was a lady who looked through the window. Let's go find her. But they go, and it's just a wax lady.
Yeah. And it's set up like they took the Kevin McAllister school of tricking people into thinking your parents are home.
Right.
Like every time someone gets close, like it pops to the window and opens the thing, like it's like on a timer or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, and she's like a perpetual motion animatronic.
Yeah.
Just kind of,
Like they're trying to scare away the wet bandits.
Yeah, exactly. But meanwhile, back at the campsite, Paris Hilton and Blake are just now getting to have sex. It's been hours, but they're just now starting to take clothes off.
Yeah, that's how much like before care this dude provides, Paige, and you're complaining about it.
Look, if it's taken hours and my clothes aren't off, I mean, what kind of before care is this?
It's a slow build, baby.
That's too slow of a build. Anyway, she does like a little strip tease for him, and then the music turns off and she's like, wait, I'm not sure, but I have to tell you if he's like, hold that thought. And he goes out to change the music. The lights go out and she just goes to sleep.
Right? What? How?
Yeah. Why? Because like he's been gone for like 2 minutes. And then the lights go out and she's like, guess it's time for bed. And just like goes to sleep.
It's like when you put like a blanket over a bird's cage so they'll go to sleep. Like that's not how people react when their loved one, who might be the father of the baby that is growing inside them, acts.
That will soon be a wax animatronic.
God willing, Paige, God willing.
If this movie was brave.
If Paris Hilton funds my spec script of House of Wax 2, House of Waxes.
Right? But with a dollar sign.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of Paris Hilton in like a human-sized cage and just somebody draping a blanket over her being like, time to go to sleep. Like
that's 100% what happens in this movie. Her boyfriend is like missing.
Yeah, only for a couple minutes too. I would assume I'd be like, he'll be right back.
And if they're not, you're concerned, right? Like if Natalie was like, hey, I'm going to step outside for 1 second and did not return to the tent for 2 minutes, I would be looking for Natalie.
Yeah, I'd be like, how long does it take to turn the music back on, right?
But unfortunately, someone threw a blanket over my tent and I just passed right the fuck out. You guys see Natalie, let me know.
Wait, if she is a bird, do we think that she is an animatronic with batteries or a turtle?
Are you saying Paris Hilton is a bird?
Right, and therefore not real, and a government drone, or a turtle?
So in this joke, Paris Hilton's played by Caitlin Olsen?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Sweet D, baby.
Sweet D. My favorite is when they're like, who got Sweet D pregnant? And they do a flashback of that night.
Yeah.
And in one of the flashback sequences, she's just an ostrich.
She is just a bird. Yeah.
It's the best. Anyway, she goes to sleep, but eventually wakes up and is like, I know someone put a blanket over my cage, but like, where?
What happened to everybody?
What happened to everybody? She goes out and her boyfriend is bleeding out.
Yeah, stabbed in the throat.
Stabbed in the throat. Vincent is somehow teleported here and is immediately like gonna chase her down and kill her. He stomps the knife further into Blake's neck, which is wild.
Yeah.
But then we know where this campsite is. We've seen it. There's nothing around it but woods. She starts running from that campfire, and 2 seconds later, she's in some sort of garage building that we never see her enter.
But it has all of the contents of all of the people they've killed.
Right.
So it's got like a laundry basket full of just cell phones.
Right,
And
right.
like suitcases and clothes just strewn about the place.
Right. We just don't know where this is or how she got there or when she went inside. It's missing.
Yeah.
There's no shot of it. There's no establishing shot.
It was actually a 15-minute run down a rural road. They just cut hard, like screaming, running for the whole 15 minutes out.
Right? I could have used that. Or all we needed was like a trap door in the woods for her to be like, and go to like hide in there. And then it was this. But no, it's like trees and then warehouse.
Yep.
It's nuts. I rewound it twice to be like, did I miss something? No, I did not. Anyway, she's running over a great like T2.
Yes.
Like almost like a factory. And they're playing like whack-a-mole with a knife underneath, and they get her heel and her ankle.
I hated it so much. Yes, yeah.
So now she's like hobbling. She goes and hides in a car. And I honestly, like, it takes him a while because she waits for him to pass. I think if she hadn't moved, he might not have found her.
I don't know. I mean, he does know exactly where she is. I thought it was because she like gets in a car quietly and then like jumps over into the back seat, which probably is a safer place to hide. But, you know, it takes longer to get back in there than it would have just to like sink down into the floorboard. But listen, I'm not going to Monday morning quarterback her death. She does her best here.
There's probably a trail of blood, too, from her foot.
On account of being stabbed in the heel. She's doing her best, guys.
She's doing her best. She's doing her best. And eventually we'll get the tiny animatronic wax fetus we all deserve. But she tries to like get him in the face with a pole that she found.
Yeah.
But because he's got the wax face, it doesn't hurt him.
Yeah, it just glances off the wax. It like waxes off.
Right. Just like Mr. Miyagi told us.
Yeah.
And so she makes a run for it. She's hiding behind the car and he just waits for her to like look up and see if he's still there and gets her with the pole through the head, insta-dead.
Yeah.
And then takes her body somewhere and we never see her again.
It's a cool kill though, because she like gets hit right in the forehead and then falls forward and it like holds her body up.
Right.
And then it slowly slides down. It's well done.
Yeah. And we get it on video because...
It's a movie page. Yeah, we get it on video. But you mean the camera.
Well, he's the one who still has the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they're shooting this next season of Jackass and it's the perfect stunt.
Down. I'm Johnny Knoxville and this is Keep Your Girl Off the Pole.
Oh, that's exactly what they would call it, Paige.
Anyway, meanwhile, Chad Michael Murray and Carly, aka Elisha Cuthbert, have gotten to the house and they're like, we're going to go see what we can find. They did steal a crossbow.
Yeah, they break into like a surplus store.
Oh, I missed it. They didn't go to the house yet. They break in and get crossbows, which why would it be real crossbows if they're fake mannequins?
I'm sorry.
Waxicans.
But do you think like REI or whoever sells crossbows, their mannequins hold fake crossbows?
Todd, who do you think put the things in that store?
They did.
Not REI.
But they're doing it to make it look like it's a thing, like it's a real store. It's like a facade, but like they want it to look real. And it's probably, actually, you know what, Paige? It should have 100% been a wax crossbow.
That's what's up.
I'd have laughed my ass off if they break it, alerting them to where they are.
Right.
Grab it, and it's like this like slippery wax crossbow that's like not real.
No.
It's like when a prisoner fashions like a shiv out of a bar of soap.
Yes. No, it's a real crossbow that works. And they get him once in the arm, but then they make a run for it. They end up in the movie theater that is playing Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Now, I have some notes.
Okay.
Because this is clearly an old movie theater. Probably has not been updated since the 80s, maybe the 90s at best, right? Based on what we know of the story and how long they've been killing people, at least 10 years, right?
Yeah, I would assume.
Which means even if the last time it was updated was 1995, they're still working off film reels. Who is resetting the reels? Todd?
I do.
Who is resetting the reels?
I do love the thought that while Bo is chasing them around with a shotgun, Vincent's like nervously looking at his watch like, fuck, I gotta go change the reel. The Ashburns are showing up. I gotta get over there.
I gotta get over there. And it's implied that the movie's just constantly playing in the theater. Reels don't automatically restart. Like, that's not how it works. Now, if this was modern day or even like 5 years past this movie, it could be a DVD and maybe the menu just restarts after like, sure,
right.
I'll buy that.
But that's not what this is.
That's not what this is. And it's Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. It's an old movie. This is 35 mil.
Yeah.
Those old movies are on multiple reels. So somebody is going in.
Yeah, Vincent. It has to be Vincent.
Like 6 times.
Yes, Paige. He's like freakishly looking at his watch like, oh my God, I gotta like spoon my wax face to look a certain way because my brother's the only person that lives in town but is very sensitive to how I look.
Right.
Anyway, I thought that was crazy.
Right.
But yeah, he's got to run over to the theater, switch out the reels in between the murdering.
Right. But then something even crazier happens because he's walking through, like, Chad Michael Murray has the crossbow and he's hidden somewhere in the theater. Carly is sitting between two people in the theater trying to just look like wax. Bo is looking for her in a fairly illuminated theater because it's a black and white movie, so you can actually see where people are sitting, just not quite clearly who is who.
Right.
But he put the wax people there, and there's been no one else there for years. He would know where they were and if there was an extra one.
He definitely, in his mind, could do the guess who of the people he placed.
Right.
And be like, oh, you're the new one. Bam. You know?
Right. Right. But he's looking around like, which ones are real? Which ones are real and not? And she makes a run for it. He chases her. Chad Michael Murray gets him with the crossbow in the lobby. And I was like, he ain't dead. He's coming back. But fine.
Paige, I was offended that Chad Michael Murray could not get a kill shot from 5 feet away. I was like, this is terrible.
Don't you slander CMM like this.
I'm just saying, he shoots
Blame
him.
the crossbow. Blame the weird, slippery wax crossbow.
Listen, I do not like The Walking Dead as a series, but Daryl figured out how to get headshots with the crossbow at close range. I'm pretty sure Chad Michael Murray could have done it.
I think so too. If muscles tell us anything, sure. Anyway, They make a run for it. And this is where they decide to go to the house. And they're like, we're going to try and find your cell phone. We'll get back on the road. We'll get Dalton. We'll get the keys. They go into the house. They look around. And this is the point at which, because they're like, he's like psyching her up before they go into the house. And he's doing the door lean, the thing that people do in Reels and TikTok as like a romance rom-com book thing, where he does the door lean. He's like, I won't leave you. I'll stick together. And this is when I texted you. I was like, I think there's like a vibe here.
There's definitely a vibe. Like they grew up apart. You know what I'm saying? Right.
And they're going to find out later that they're siblings, and it's going to be a wild episode of SVU.
It's going to ruin them for a few months for sure. Yeah.
Anyway, they can't find the cell phone. They go inside the house. There aren't phones, but there are weapons. And at this point, this is where we get the like malignant reveal of they were conjoined twins. The father did illegal surgery to separate them.
Yeah.
And then this is also where it's like, okay, so one's the bad twin, one's not, but we don't know who it is. We know who it is. It's fine.
Yeah, it's the pretty one. It's always the pretty one.
Right. The dog, who is clearly the one she saw at the House of Wax. And as she's looking out the window, she sees a truck pull up with Paige and Blake in the back. And she's like, all our friends are dead.
Yeah.
We don't have the keys to the truck. So you're going to have to hotwire it and steal it, bad boy brother, which never happens. Would have loved to see it, but no.
It does not happen, no.
This movie robs me of Chad Michael Murray hotwiring a car and Paris Hilton having a tiny wax fetus baby. And I will never forgive it for that. Anyway, clearly the brothers are home. And they have kind of escaped down into the basement while the brothers are having a talk. This is where Vincent is repairing his wax face with a hot spoon and just a Yankee candle from the counter. And this is where we get their backstory where he's like, don't worry about, like, you shouldn't go out without me, but like the town's looking real good. Mom would be proud. Like,
you almost completed her vision. Yeah.
Right. Your talent would make up for what God took away. And I was like, or your dad, but fine.
Or the back of your neck. Rude. Because that's where he was connected.
He finds the photos scattered. Look, I'm not saying that this movie has two sets of people with their mouths on each other's necks, even though they're siblings, but I think it does.
I think in the cop car, it gets there.
Wee-oo. Anyway, so she's got a bat, he's got a knife, they're downstairs, and she's like, Paige and Blake are dead, and he's like, don't worry, we're gonna find Dalton, but first we need to turn on some lights in here. So they do, like, my favorite version of this is in Shaun of the Dead, where they're like, which one's the light? And they start flipping them and all the lights go on outside, attracting all the zombies.
Yeah.
That's this, because they're turning the entire town on and off, and they're like, that means someone downstairs at the breaker. Like,
yeah, clearly that's where they are.
Yeah. But they find Dalton encased in wax. And Chad Michael Murray gets very emotional about Dalton, despite being annoyed by him and not having too close of a relationship with him the whole time. And he's like, no, Dalton, buddy, I'll get you out. And as he goes to like move his head, it snaps off.
Well, because it was already decapitated. It was only back on the body because of the wax holding it in place.
Right.
I think he was so sad because Dalton was his producer. Like, that was his reality TV show producer. Because, like, that guy followed him around with a video camera in case he said something or did something badass.
Right. Because Dalton knew what the people wanted to see.
At least what the Paige wanted to see. And a lot of women Paige's age at this time.
Poll in the Facebook group. No, I'm kidding. I already know.
You do.
I do. He freaks out and she's like, oh my God, Dalton. And then they have an embrace that is
sensual.
Not sibling-like. It's sensual.
Yeah. If a hug could get pregnant,
right?
That hug would be named Paige in this movie.
Right.
Because it's possibly pregnant.
Yeah, possibly. If they were brave and gave us the little wax baby music box that they could have. Anyway, here comes Vincent. He gets Chad Michael Murray a little slash across the back. How dare you? How dare you ruin that musculature? Fuck you, Vincent. But Chad Michael Murray kind of gets around the table and pours the wax, putting like a river of fire between them. But that starts burning down the wax museum above them.
Because that's, of course, what would happen. Why is your furnace in the basement of your wax house, moron?
But they run up the stairs with all the wax faces into the museum, and they find the two the two high chairs, revealing that Bo is actually the evil twin. And they're like, oh no. And then they see Wade and she freaks out about Wade. Wade is super dead. She is not nearly as sad about Wade as she was in her brother's arms a moment ago.
Paige, she was like, Wade. Oh, Wade.
Oh,
Wade.
Oh,
What a bummer.
No.
What a bummer, Wade. Have you seen my brother?
Yes. But the whole place is melting. There's a fire below and Bo is now in the museum with them. And it is a sibling fucking beat down. And you are absolutely right. Chad Michael Murray has his number and basically stomps him to death, essentially.
Actually.
Or almost to death.
Yeah, because he has to survive this so that she can beat him to death with the Jose Canseco bet.
Yes.
Like Raphael.
Yeah. But in the process, he does stab Chad Michael Murray in the leg.
Yes, which never do that.
Don't do that.
If you're going to stab somebody, don't just give them a knife in the worst way possible. Try and kill them.
Right. But as this has happened, Vincent has come upstairs and Carly, runs upstairs. And as she runs upstairs in this house that is melting its way down, she finds, again, what I think is Vincent's bedroom with the sculpture of the conjoined babies. It's like a whole thing.
She's always been pretty, Paige. She's not always been smart.
Sure.
And this is one of the times she's not been smart.
Right.
This is a very dumb call when the front door was right behind her.
Right. It was right behind her.
It was right there. And who cares if it's locked? It's melting.
Right.
Push through it.
Oh, my God. But Vincent chases her and he cuts through the door, cutting the conjoined sculpture in half in what this movie, I think, thinks is a metaphor. But we're all too busy being like, are those siblings fucking? Because
Wait, the baby sibling? Oh, you mean Chad Michael Murray? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the chocolate siblings that are conjoined in the
You mean they look like they were molded and made out of chocolate? Yes.
I'm not 100% sure that this is not just a reveal on Is It Cake?
Right?
It is the same thing. She pushes over, what do you call that? Crib, I guess?
Yeah.
It's like a baby jail. I don't know if it's a bassinet or a crib. Okay.
It's a crib.
Okay. Either way, it's a crib. And both of them conjoined, a sculpture of them are there,
right?
In the crib, and the knife comes in and just cuts it like they're about to take a bite out of it and be like, "Oh my God, it was cake the whole time."
Yeah, the whole time. Oh my God, yay! You've just won at whatever they give out on Is It Cake? I don't know. What's the prize?
I think you get to be a cast member on season 51 of SNL because isn't Mikey Day the host of that show?
I think only for certain seasons. I don't know if it's all. I don't know. Maybe.
Who knows?
What if it's not Mikey Day and at the finale they just cut him open and he's cake?
Paige, you got to stop being a genius.
I got to stop wasting all my good ideas. I could be a studio executive and I'd be like, yeah, there should be a tiny music box with a wax baby in her belly, obviously. And also Mikey Day is cake. And they're like, get this woman out of the lobby.
Paige, you could also never be a studio exec because your ideas would be not driven by spreadsheets and numbers. They would be driven by just pure insanity, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Which I prefer. It's a different vibe than most movies go for still.
Right.
But I definitely like Malignant more than I like this. So more of that energy, please.
Well, I talked to Moonvest about it and he gave me some great advice.
We got to move on. We cannot continue our Kevin Purcell off.
One of my favorites on 30 Rock is
Les Moonves knows about this?
And then it cuts to just him talking to a man on the street with a vest that has stars and moons on it, just going, give me your fingernails. And he just goes, no. And that's the end of the cutaway. And it's one of my favorite things ever. Sometimes I just YouTube Moonvest for that.
Love Tina Fey, love 30 Rock. Amazing.
I love it. But she then takes his wax mask off, his face all messed up, and she's just like, oh my God, this is not good.
This is his full on Phantom of the Opera moment, though.
Yes.
He's like, Christine! But it's Cindy or whatever. What's her name? Carly?
Carly.
Oh my God. I wonder if her name's Carly is because it's the same number of syllables and starts with C. I hate it.
Maybe. I don't know. But Chad Michael Murray finally frees his stabbed foot. and makes his way up the stairs. And now it's 2 siblings versus 1. But Vincent has him like over a barrel. He's about to stab him to death on that bed. And Chad Michael Murray's like, Carly! And she's like, no! And she grabs the knife.
Yes, out of his leg.
Out of Chad Michael Murray's leg.
Yeah.
And stabs Vincent. Vincent melts through the floor, falling onto his brother's dead body. And then they melt through that floor into the furnace below. And now Chad Michael Murray and Alicia Cuthbert have to figure out how to get out of this house of wax until they realize, oh my God, the whole thing is wax. Let's climb through the wall.
Let's just aggro crag this, right? Like, we can just aggro crag it.
Right.
And they do.
Do you have it? Guts. They climb through. As the building slowly falls, they like worm their way out through a river of wax. And then if you'll recall, down in that furnace are the car keys.
Right.
Her phone is nowhere to be found.
Right.
There are no working phones in this town.
Right.
They cannot, unless he hotwired the truck and they just didn't let us see that shit. They can't go anywhere or call anyone. But suddenly all of the cops and the fire department and the ambulance show up. Their only explanation is, we saw the smoke from the fire and figured we should turn up, and somehow navigated their way there.
I'm here for it. It's bonkers. Let's just end it out, like, let's just get it going.
Right. Let's just get it going.
Yeah, smoke signals, cool, great, thanks for coming.
But they found the camera, which they shouldn't have. It should have been in the furnace, but whatever.
Right.
They find the camera. And Chad Michael Murray's like, oh, that's my friend's camera. And they're like, sorry, son, that's evidence. We never see any possibility of Chad Michael Murray stealing it. Moments later, he has that camera.
I know.
But they basically are like, yeah, once the sugar plantation closed, this whole town was abandoned. It's been abandoned for like 10 years. But we found all those cars. They've clearly been abducting people for 10 years.
Yeah.
So he gets into the back of the cop car and he's like, I got the camera, so maybe we'll have some good memories on it. You will not.
No, only nightmares are what you will see.
Yes. Then they spoon up in the back of that cop car as someone is like, hey, weird thing though. Turns out they didn't have 2 sons. They had 3. And we drive past the guy with the truck waving with the dog. And you're like,
yeah, we drive past JD Scott,
the bonus property brother.
Yes. And that's the movie. And that's the moment they drop My Chemical Romance. It's amazing.
Helena, yes. It's nuts.
It's like straight up just like, was Carly creeping through your place? Dalton's filming his own face. They never watched Scream, and that's why they're dead. Sorry.
Yes, accurate.
That's higher than I remember it being. Paige, how do you feel about this movie, House of Wax? I gotta know.
I mean, it's bonkers enough for me to force people to watch it because it's wild.
I agree. This is one of those movies that's like, it's bad.
Yes.
And I had to pay $3.49 to watch it. And I'm mad I didn't pay $12.49 to buy it.
Right.
Because this is a movie I do want to force like my friends to watch with me and just see them see it, Because it is a special kind of like crazy and bad and fun and like,
yes.
I hope that they knew what they were doing when they were doing it, because then I feel better about like being silly about it, because it is such a fun, bad movie. And I hope they intended for it to be. But that's kind of my take on it too. I completely agree, Paige.
Absolutely.
But Paige.
Yes.
Do you have any fun facts for us?
I do.
Well, hit us with your fun facts.
Waxy fun facts. The director, and I am probably going to pronounce this name wrong. I apologize. Jaume Collet-Serra.
I honestly thought for a second you were going to say Steven Spiergs?
Spurgs? No, Collet-Serra.
Collet-Serra. Yeah.
Collet-Serra. Insisted that practical effects be used as much as possible for the film. Visual effects were used when necessary, but sparingly. And so as a result, they used hundreds of pounds of wax.
What? Really?
They didn't build a wax building, no, but like there's a whole bunch of wax dripping around and all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it does look good though. I mean,
yeah.
Even the gore looks pretty good in this movie. Like I really do think it's not bad. Like it's worth watching.
Yeah. The town of Ambrose was constructed in 10 weeks And this is a weird note, but allegedly it's modeled after a real town in Eritrea named Asmara. Asmara was built by the Italians in Africa during World War II in a more modern brutalist style as opposed to the Art Deco style that was more popular at the time. And so that's why it kind of looks that way. But that's not necessarily notable in the film. In the movie, it just looks mid-century. And so you're like, okay, it's an old city.
I mean, yeah, it sort of does feel the vibe of it being like, oh, this is a city that was like once maybe sort of a boom town or like a growing town that like lost its industry and everyone moved.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jared Padalecki is 1 foot taller than Alicia Cuthbert. And allegedly in scenes where they are shot from the knees up, she has 2-inch blocks of wood taped to the bottom of her boots so that they could look closer in height. But this was only done in scenes where they would be shot from the knee up, as it was difficult to walk in. And obviously, if they were shot in the wide, it would be obvious.
Oh, yeah, you see them.
Yeah. Aside from the title and the setting of a wax museum, this film has little to no connection to the original film House of Wax from 1953 in terms of the plot. Although I have seen sections of the 1953, and I do think there is a thing of them thinking people are real, but then they turn out to be wax. And maybe I'm just conflating the two, but I think that might be another link. But overall, no link.
Fair, yeah.
This did get bad reviews, and it did okay in the box office, as we'll cover in just a minute. But it did gain a cult classic following in the year since its release, and I get it because it's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
There are a number of names mentioned in the script, but not the film. The roadkill collector, for example, is named Lester. If you look this up on Amazon, it just says roadkill collector. He doesn't even get a name on Amazon. Oh. Carly and Nick's last name is Jones. That's only in the script. But in a radio interview, Chad Michael Murray was shocked to hear that his character actually had a last name and that it had been an ongoing debate on the set as no one seemed to know it.
That honestly feels so accurate. Like, it does feel like people were like, let's just have a good day. Do we want to focus on like what's supposed to be shot, or do we just want to have fun?
Yeah. In 2005, this year, Jared Padalecki was already on Supernatural. It is an early season at that point. But they did a crossover episode in which Paris Hilton appeared, and the episode centers around a wax museum, including a reference to the movie in the episode.
Wow, love it.
As I mentioned, Brian Van Holt plays both the role of Beau and Vincent Sinclair with extensive hair and makeup transformation for the latter, but he does play both. The film does take place in Louisiana, but it was shot in Australia.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yep. In an interview, Paris Hilton was asked if the scene where Dalton, who is portrayed by John Abrams, who again, our harbinger of dittiness,
yeah,
was filming her character against her will as a nod to her sex tape. And Paris Hilton said the scene was already in the script before she was cast. So she was also the first person cast, and then the cast was built around her.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the marketing department for you.
Yep.
But this is one that came up a couple places. It showed up on Amazon too. But June 26, 2004, a soundstage being used for the film burned to the ground during a test of their special effects equipment. The fire was started by a candle and destroyed a studio at Warner Brothers Movie World on Australia's Gold Coast. One crew member was treated for burns on his arm, but no one else was injured. However, the smoke did reach a nearby highway, which, according to locals, was not shut down.
Okay. I'm glad to hear about the day their highway wasn't shut down.
Now, this next one is wild, and I believe I may have watched this back in the day, but this film was documented on a miniseries on MTV called Movie Life: House of Wax. This was an offshoot of the MTV series True Life, where it would be like, True Life, I'm 16 and pregnant, which is where we got the TV show 16 and Pregnant. It started on True Life, and True Life was just mini documentaries. So it'd be like, True Life, I'm a virgin, or True Life, I'm a furry, or whatever.
I kind of remembered that, yeah.
Yes. But for this, Movie Life was when they would cover certain movies. So for this one, Movie Life: House of Wax, the series follows the cast and crew from pre-production to the film's premiere, centered largely around Paris Hilton as one of the stars of the film, despite the fact that she is in barely half of it.
Yeah. She probably was the biggest name at the time, not in movies or TV, but just in like pop culture because of what was going on in her life.
Yeah.
Not that it's like a great thing, but that's the reality of it.
We will discuss the budget for this film, but part of the reason the budget is perhaps higher than people might think is because it cost them $7 million in a lawsuit for negligence over the fire that burned that studio down in pre-production.
Oh, God.
They did end up settling out of court, so it's not clear if they ever paid the full $7 million or if they settled for a lower amount. But that is factored into the cost.
Okay.
This was also nominated for the MTV Movie Award Best Scared as Shit Performance for Paris Hilton. She lost to Jennifer Carpenter for The Exorcism of Emily Rose. And you know what? I did not super enjoy Exorcism of Emily Rose, but I will say that Jennifer Carpenter's performance in Exorcism of Emily Rose is incredible, and I'm kind of glad she got that award.
Yeah, fair.
Jennifer Connelly and Kate Winslet both turned down the role of Paige, with Jennifer Connelly deciding to star in Dark Water 2005, which we have not done, which is also a horror movie.
It is, yeah.
And Kate Winslet probably just deciding she had better shit to do with her time. But we'll end on this one. The end credits song and one of the songs on the film soundtrack, Helena, which is by My Chemical Romance, was released actually 2 months before the film's release. And by the time the film had come out, was already a huge hit.
Yeah.
But because My Chemical Romance was not as well known at the time, they did not know that would be the case. The song goes on to be one of the most famous MCR songs, obviously. And the song's fame has far outpaced the movie's fame, which was not the case when it was purchased to be used in the credits. And those are your fun facts.
Thank you for those fun facts, Paige. Let's talk a little bit about box office. So what do you think, and you might know because of the fun facts you mentioned earlier, but what do you think the production budget was for House of Wax in 2005?
I know.
Okay.
So I'll have to recuse myself.
I'll just let people know that it's $35 billion at the time.
Okay.
Which, yeah.
The number I saw was 40, which probably includes that burned down studio.
It might. Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah.
But if you adjust that $35 million to today's dollars, that's $57.8 million. But this movie came out the week of May 6th, 2005. It was number 2 the week it came out. It was only beat by Kingdom of Heaven, which was number 1 that week, also premiered that week. Number 2 was obviously House of Wax. Number 3 was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Number 4 was Crash. And number 5 was The Interpreter. Paige, do you want to guess how much House of Wax brought in its first week?
I already know. The number I saw was 12.
Yeah, right at 12. It's $12,077,000. And Paige, it was never again in the top 5. It dropped from the second movie in its opening weekend. In its second weekend, it dropped to 6th. Third weekend, it dropped to 7th. And then fourth weekend, it was 10th. Was never again in the top 10 after that, though, but was in the theaters for 12 weeks total. Do you know, perchance, how much it brought in the domestic box office performance?
I don't know its final box office performance, but I would guess if it was never again in the top 10 with a 12 million opener, that means it's probably somewhere around 23 million domestic.
It did a little bit better, Paige. It was 32 million domestic, which is not quite the budget, but it made more than its budget internationally. It made $38 million internationally for a total of $70 million. I'm sure this movie was seen as like a failure at the time.
Sure.
But it definitely made money even in theaters. It just at the time, I don't think most people cared what it made internationally as far as what was seen as a hit or not.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it definitely made money even when it was in theaters. And I'm sure it still made money because I paid to rent it tonight and it's been available for that for 20 years at this point. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure they're happy with how it did. But Paige, that's your box office. Do you want to hit us with that scary scale?
Sure. Our scary scale is a scale of how scary we found the film today, with 1 being Ghostbusters and 10 being Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Todd.
I'm going to give it a 3. I'm so embarrassed to give it a 3, but I jumped at least 3 times in this movie. It got me, and I hate it. I'm sorry. I can't help it. A 3.
It's a 1. It's a 1 for me.
Such disappointment in your answer. But yes, I understand.
Yeah, it's a 1 for me. But that's your scary scale.
Yeah, so this week, Paige, the listeners made us watch House of Wax. And guys, thank you so much for that. Paige, what are we going to watch next week as we kick off Vampire Month?
Yes, we realized on accident that we have a number of vampire movies that we have not done, that we meant to do, and we haven't done a Vampire Month in over a year, believe it or not.
One of which I already watched, and we never got a chance to record that episode.
I think we should do that one first.
Oh, I mean, fine.
Yes.
I already watched it, and I forgot everything, so I'm going to have to watch it again.
You're going to have to watch it again. But if you thought this episode was too horny, just wait, because next week is Nosferatu.
I just got flooded back in my mind like the bounce on it creepy style. That was like
Bounce on it crazy style.
crazy style. That's what it was. Yeah.
He hangs dong in it.
I know I watched this movie. I took notes for this movie. I have no memory of it.
And she has basically like full-blown vamp orgasms through like most of it. She's just like, yeah.
Vampgasm page?
Nosferatu.
Say it ain't so. Well, that's your homework for next week, guys. Watch a lady have a vampgasm like Meg Ryan in a cafe and then report back for that episode.
I'll have blood she's having. Hey, do you have any reviews for us?
I do, Paige. This week, I have to read this one. It made me like laugh when I saw it, and it was honestly a very funny exchange in the comments of our Spotify comments. So somebody, I'll just call this person Kaylin because that's their name.
Right.
And they said to the episode that just came out, Bones and All, came out today. They said, I grew up with 2 different Hostess bread stores in Gardenia.
Yes.
And I am Jason.
Hi, Jason.
That is what they say. Somebody responded to that comment and said, Jason Voorhees? And Kaylin is the account that responds and says, no, my girl stole my Spotify main account and my name is actually Jason and she won't give it back. And I don't know why, but that exchange like really made me smile.
That's
it was
great.
like kind of like a genuine, sweet kind of innocent exchange. It was very funny. Anyway, if you want to have me read your Spotify comment or 5-star Apple review, leave us one of those things and I'll do just that. So guys, if you like this show but want to hear Paige and I talk about romantic comedies or just regular romantic movies, check out our other podcast. Some might call it a sister podcast called Romancing the Pod, where we do just that weekly. It's a lot like this show, but for romance and romantic comedies because Paige doesn't like them. So we make her watch them, just like you guys make me watch horror over here. But if you want to follow me, I am at Todd J. Awesome on all the social media. Paige is at Rampage Wesley on Instagram?
Yes, and TikTok.
And just Paige Wesley on Twitter because you got that before some CEO lady and she wanted it, but you wouldn't give it back. And I respect you for that.
Refuse.
Also, Paige
Suck it, other Paige Wesley.
Paige is also on another podcast. It's great. You should check it out. It's called Cult Podcast with Armando Torres, who is a wonderful person. And guys, we got a P.O. box. So if you want to send us some love letters or whatever you might send to a P.O. box, it's actually not a P.O. box. It's like a regular street address. It's pretty awesome. It's 6688 Nolensville Road, number 108-34, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027. So send us some stuff. And if you want to support this show, go to Patreon at patreon.com/horrorvirgin, where there are a lot of great levels and a lot of great things. We do the Patreon shout outs at the beginning of every episode. We do listener requests, stuff like that, bonus episodes. So you'll be getting all of that content, plus episodes a day early with no ads, and who doesn't love that? So sign up for the Patreon and get a lot of great stuff.
And that's going to be it for us, you guys. I'm Paige.
And I'm your horror virgin, Todd.
Keep it ooky spooky.
Yeah. Have an amazing week, guys. Paige, I gotta run. My house is melting, nerds.